Do you remember our video where we tested different rust removers and found the best one? So today we are going to find the best remedy for cleaning pans of old carbon residue. First, we had to find a pan with a very old and thick layer of soot. You won't believe it, I had to buy one online. We found this old frying pan for which I had to pay about $25. For a dirty frying pan, Carl! The bottom of it is covered with black soot, which in some places reaches almost half a centimeter thick. It was accumulated there for almost a century, and I'm not joking, this frying pan has a mark which shows that it was made in 1928. That is, we got a real antique in our hands. And now, together with Cookie and Stefan, we will try all the ways and means that we found on the internet and determine which one will be the most effective. We try to get to the metal in one place with a screwdriver and just look at how thick the layer is. The very first remedy would be critic acid. We took half a lemon and squeezed the juice out of it. Then we added granulated critic acid to the juice to get the maximum concentration. Stir it well, and using a copper, we apply it to a small area on the pan. We'll try it out on a small area to see if it works. And when we determine the most effective one, we will process the entire pan. After we left the critic acid on the surface, we went back in an hour and see if it had any effect. The test with a wooden stick showed us that it hasn't softened the soot, and the critic acid had absolutely no effect. Okay. Next, we will try baking soda, regular vinegar and Colgate toothpaste. We apply them in turn to the center of the pan and mix them together. Pour the vinegar on the top and mix everything once more until it is liquid. The ingredients begin to react, and we really hope that the black residue will at least be somewhat affected. This time, we leave it on the surface for 3 hours. And then remove the excess with the cloth. I was sure that there would be some sort of an effect, because in many videos with similar ingredients, the result was supposedly perfect. But nothing has changed. The soot is still as hard as a rock. Those videos have deceived us. Let's move on, and this time we try Coca-Cola, which has cleaned different dirt in many videos. Coke also began bubbling, imitating the impression of violent activity. To enhance the effect, this time we decided to heat up the pan with an infrared heating lamp. After all the chemical reactions occur much faster in the heat. We leave it for 3 hours and remove all the liquid when we return. Again, the stick test showed nothing, absolutely nothing. We were really upset because we thought that nothing can help us and the idea was doomed. But the next recipe is with laundry soap, which I used this morning, and it did a great job cleaning me. The pan, of course, is a little dirtier, but let's hope it can work. According to the recipe, soap should be grated, poured into warm water, and then stirred until it becomes a paste, into which the usual baking soda is added. As a result, we get such a thick mixture, which should have some effect on our century-old soot. We leave it under the heat for 3 hours. Then put it aside. It seems that the soot has become softer. But to be honest, this is still not what we're looking for. We need a remedy that will remove the soot from the frying pan with minimal physical action on the part of the person. Just apply it to the pan and it should do everything by itself. We have one last chance left, and that is a 10% solution of ammonia. You can buy it in some pharmacies at a very reasonable price. The only drawback is that it has a very pungent smell. So pungent that when I leaned over the frying pan and accidentally inhaled it, my eyes darkened. After all, this is the room where Stefan lives, so to isolate the smell, we covered the pot with a small petri dish. 2 hours later, we came back and did the test with a stick. It turned out that the ammonia works. The soot layer has softened a bit, and we even managed to get to the metal. It worked even more effectively with a knife. At this point, we realized that it is time to start a bigger test using large quantities of ammonia. To begin with, we took a large bag in which we placed our pan, because pouring in a bottle of ammonia without any covering would have created a gas chamber in my house. So we pour a whole bottle of this liquid over the pan and immediately wrap it tightly with duct tape. We understood that it would take a long time to achieve a good result, so we left the pan in this bag for up to 2 days. We went outside when it was time to open the bag, hoping for a good result. And at first, it seemed that nothing has changed, but our magic wand made it clear that the soot was much softer and began to fall off the pan in layers. The result was shocking. The soot has been accumulating and hardening on the frying pan for 100 years, and we were able to make it fall off in just 2 days. You can always watch a fire or water and the way 100-year-old soot is peeling off the pan. In the most challenging place at the bottom of the pan, it didn't fall off on its own. Perhaps it was necessary to keep in the ammonia even longer, but even the result was more than satisfactory for us, and we were glad to peel off the whole layer of carbon deposits. We washed all the dirt away with water and saw that there were a few small spots left. Also, we noticed that the bottom of the pan has a little bump that we are going to level with a rubber hammer. After all, we want not only to clean the frying pan, but also to restore it. Using this kind of a brush for our pans, we do the final cleaning, and just look at what a cool result we get for paying just over $1 for a bottle of cleaner. Our frying pan looks like it just came off the factory. Just remember what it was like at the beginning of the video. If this method managed to clean such an old and dirty frying pan, then it will definitely cope with the soot on newer cookware. Since we've already restored the metal of the pan, we decided to restore its handle as well. Using sandpaper, we cleaned the wood from the old coating and applied a new one. And now it really looks like new, 100 years after it left the factory. Although it's probably better to maintain a pan and not let it get in such a condition.